In high school, I was a student librarian. Yeah, you can call me a nerd all you want, but that couldn't be any further from the truth. Because in order to be classified as a nerd, you need to be smart. I'm not smart. But I'm sure you're wondering, but Mark, didn't you have anything better to do? And my response to that is that, no, I honestly had nothing better to do. Our school had just got a new building, and there was only one room which me and my friends ever went to. We went there because there was virtually no one there, and we were too socially awkward to sit anywhere with people in it. No way, I was the only one of us that was socially awkward. But for reasons that I'm not going to get into, we were kicked out of there for a few months. And so, like brave adventurers, we wandered through dark and mysterious places. And by that I mean around high school. Very dark, but not very mysterious. But eventually my friend Dominic, your boy from the Salt vid, suggested that we help out at the school library, which was something that Dominic was already doing since last year. And Dominic was doing it because he loved books, not because he had nothing better to do. Haha, what a nerd. But since we had nothing better to do, Jamie, James and I decided to sign up to go work there. And the librarian, let's call her Miss Books, because it's easier than actually putting effort into a fake name, made us fill out an application form. But I don't understand why. It's not like lots of people are lining up for the position of student librarians. In fact, nobody was out for that position. But I'm guessing that it was to assess us, to see if we're actually willing to do the job rather than just turn up and be annoying. But anyone who knows me knows that I'm nothing but annoying. And yet, somehow, we all got accepted as student librarians, despite all that competition. We had a rota in place so we knew who was working when. It was meant to be 2 people at a time. One of us would work selling stationery, and the other person would handle book transactions. We all wanted to handle book transactions since you got to sit on a swirly chair, which is the best thing ever. We were willing to kill for that chair. But getting back to it, notice the key word. Meant to be 2 people. And it really wasn't. Me and all 3 of my friends crammed behind that desk. At least until Miss Books told us not to, since it was unprofessional. But I don't see how it was unprofessional. There was this one time when me and Dom were just sat around doing our jobs, and this one girl in about year 8 or something came up to us and asked for help on her maths homework. It wasn't really a problem though, since we help people do the work all the time. But Dominic decided that he'd be a lazy bugger that day, and he made me do it instead, even though he's the one who always bragged about being in top set maths. So I got up to go and help her. The questions on the screen were all about working out volumes of cubes. It was really simple, so I just told her how to work them out and I went back to talking to Dominic. Fast forward a few minutes though, and Dominic starts walking around the library to make sure that no one's doing anything wrong. And this girl from before calls Dominic over. He goes over to her, looks at her screen, and starts laughing hysterically. And I ain't exaggerating, he's fully keeled over, laughing at the top of his lungs like this is the funniest thing he's ever heard. And if it is the funniest thing he's ever heard, then he's got problems. And after he's finished laughing, he comes up to me, and he tells me, she got every answer wrong. And my initial reaction was, wait, what? How could she get it all wrong? I told her how to do it. But rather than burst out with this I'm right mentality, I did actually think, yeah, I've probably got something wrong here. So I decided to go over and look at her screen to see what had actually gone wrong. And so, after I actually looked and I noticed what she'd put compared to the actual answers, I realised my mistake. I told her to work at surface area. And she was doing this last minute as well, so it's not like she could redo it before she went to class. So she had to go to lesson with a 0 on her homework. I feel so awful as well, since she probably got in trouble with her teacher, and it's all my fault. Well, at least mostly my fault. Actually, you know what? It isn't my fault. It's her fault because she did it 5 minutes before lesson when she had at least a day to do it, and it's also Mr. Smarty Pants over here's fault for not actually helping her instead. Thankfully though, after that one event, whenever I tried to help anyone else with their homework, I didn't get it completely wrong. One thing that would happen really commonly though is that people from my year would usually come in with about 15 minutes until lesson and ask for the answers to homework tasks that are due for next period. And whenever they came in, I, like the responsible librarian that I was, told them, no, do it yourself. Nah, that's a lie. Normally I'd just help them through it, and if we were running out of time, or I just felt particularly lazy, then I'd just give them my homework sheet to copy off of. Is it me or does that sound really weird when I try and say it? Off of. But anyway, back to it. I don't want the way that I speak to sidetrack me too much. and some may consider it unfair that I let people copy my homework, and that they should face the consequences of their actions. But I like to think of it as, at least they're putting in some effort. Also, sometimes people will just annoy you until you do help them, so it's easier to just help them. Man, this was a long video for me to make, but it's done now, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'd also like to say that I got some real nice comments on some of my other videos while making this, and my subscriber count's also jumped by like 10 people, which is all really cool. I thank you all for supporting me. And if you really want to support me, there's some other videos on the side there that you can watch if you want, and if you're not already subscribed, then maybe you'd think about doing it. I'd also just like to say that I'm probably going to try and make some more 2 or 3 minute videos because this took way longer than I expected. I'm sorry about that. Bye.